I think that is pretty realistic, right?
Yeah, I mean, Ethan, but Ethan, that's what we talked about, not the actual lunch. Oh, this is the book?
Oh my god, don't sit in the middle.
But anyways, so Ethan, that's what we talked about, remember? That we were like, oh, by November we're gonna be able to launch it. Look at this, there is so much space that is not being utilized here at I Love Kickboxing. The size of the space that is up front is literally the size of our studio. So check it out. So that whole front area that you guys can see is literally the size of our studio. And what the crazy thing is that it's not being used for sales or making money. I mean, that's the waiting area, I got it. But that's literally, it's so big that and not being used for making money, that is just crazy.
This stage, this is sort of the least I have worked because I have the talent in my team, and my job is vision, strategy, aspiration, inspiration, conversations. But when you're in the thick of it, when I was, 20 some studios, I was the CFO, I was the CMO, I was the COO, I was the CEO. And I had to know everything and be involved in every conversation. So I was working around the clock. You and your team, if you look at January, December, and you're doing the exact same tasks that you were in January, no one's growing. You're not developing your team the way that you need to. You're not trusting them in some way. And I also think it's like, you need to be doing a lot of this. If you're sort of getting upset with your team and it's more than one person and it's like, this person does this you're probably not doing a great job of developing and letting go and trusting. It's not everybody else. Most of the time, it's usually you. I wanted to build an empire around a community that I thought was really authentic in the fitness space. So the first studio opened in November, the second one opened in March, the third one opened in May, the fourth one opened in July, the fifth one opened in November.
Wow.
And so you make a commitment to yourself to be like, I'm doing this. And if you nail the first studio and get that right, you sort of then start to figure out how you're going to evolve. And for me, go back to the people, a big portion of our success has been around our clients taking class and then our clients becoming coaches, because they're so in love with the workout that they now want to be on the other end of giving the workout to other people, and they know.
But I think that is pretty realistic, right?
Yeah, I mean, Ethan, but Ethan, that's what we talked about, not the actual lunch. Oh, this is the book?
Oh my god, don't sit in the middle.
But anyways, so Ethan, that's what we talked about, remember? That we were like, oh, by November we're gonna be able to launch it.
Gym owner, I'm in the industry, right? So casting a wide net. But then I think what we need to be really careful with is in the quiz, segmenting them properly, so that we don't ask a question that that is more related to turnkey, and we're asking it to somebody who doesn't even have a gym, or doesn't have the capital, So I think doing that, would be a really productive use of our time today, just to kind of brainstorm a list of those questions that will help us segment, and then from there, everything else will flow. What's the offer? What is the videos that we send them? What is the, the upfront offer? What is the follow through for each of these products? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
So let's kind of spitball here on the, and Parita, I don't know if you want to sit on this side so we can use the whiteboard here. No, wait, I'm not. So, I wanted, you know your audience better than I do. I just want to help you formulate these questions. So put yourself in a shoe, or in the shoes of somebody that is kind of exploring this. And we'll determine what the ad is and what the message is to send them, and you'll probably have several avenues. But you've arrived at a quiz that is promising to help you somehow discover that next step.
Why are we here today?
We won.
Again? Right, Justin? We won? We won. We won. that right there?
Is this number? Oh,
Oh,
look at
look at that, another year.
Oh, God, it fits like a glove.